Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be continuing with the basic techniques of crochet. Today I'm going to focus on working under one loop which produces a ribbed effect. And I'm going to be making a sample. So when you're working under the back loops only, it gives you this nice stretchy ribbed effect, and it looks the same on both sides. This comes in handy when making cuffs on a sweater or on gloves, also the collar of a cardigan or sweater, or the brim of a hat. If you work in under the front loop only, it gives you this nice little design where you end up with this spiral line going across. Makes it kind of defines your rows a little more. So those are the two stitches that we will be doing today. To begin your project, we'll start just like I did in the last one. We're going to start with our slip knot and just wrap it around, grab it, and pull that through, and then give that a little bit of a tug, tighten it up. So we're going to start by doing, I'm going to do 20 chains to make the length of my project. So if you remember the chain stitch, you just grab it, turn, and pull through that loop. And you'll just keep doing that. And I'm going to do about 20 chains. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't count the one on your loop. So I've got 8 so far, and I will meet up with you once I have my 20. All right, here I am. I've got my 20 chains, and I'm going to work single crochet across those chains, and I'm going to work on these bottom loops. So when you look at, you've got your top loops which make that V shape. If you turn it over, you can see this little bump. That's the loop on the bottom. So we're going to single crochet into the second chain. So don't count this one. You're going to go 1, 2, and so that's the one we're going to start in. And if you didn't see my last video, to do a single crochet, you're going to go under that loop, grab your yarn, pull it through. You're going to grab your yarn and pull through 2, and that gives you your single crochet. So I'm going to do that all the way to the end of my row, and then once I've done that, we will turn and start working in the back loops. And I will meet you at the end of this row. Here I am at the end of my first row. I've single crocheted all the way across, and for this sample project I'm going to be working in single crochet. You can do this with all of the other stitches, your half double, your double, and so forth. So to turn, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work. Now, in my last video, we were working in this space, which put our hook under both of those loops. For this one, we're going to do one loop at a time, so one loop only. So for this first section, we're going to work in that back loop. So you've got the one that's closest to you is the front loop, and the furthest one from you is the back loop. And we're just going to go only under that back loop. So you see this first one's still out there. I'm going to grab our yarn and go ahead and do a single crochet. So when you see on your patterns to do the back loop only, you're only going under that one that's furthest away from you. And you just keep going along and continue with your stitch like normal. So we're skipping this first one and going through this second one. And then you just do your stitch the way you would do with any other way. And this gives you a nice ribbed effect. I'll show you one more time. Okay, maybe one more. Under. And there we go. I'll meet you at the end of this row. So here I am at the end of my row. And for this sample piece, I'm just going to do a flat square. And to do that, for my edges, on that last space, I like to actually just go ahead and go under both of the loops just to keep my edges nice and clean and even. Then I'm going to chain one, turn my work, and then I'm going to continue doing those back loop stitches. So skip that first loop and only go through that back one. And that is how you do working under the back loop only. And you just keep working till you reach the end of your row. And then depending on how wide you want it will determine how many rows you do. I'm going to go ahead and do about 4 or 5 of them, just so you can see the full effect of the ribbing. And here we are. I've done 8 rows, and you can see it gives this nice ribbed look to it. It's nice and stretchy, and it looks the same on both sides. And even if you were going to just work this up as a blanket, I think it would be nice because it gives you this textured, because every other row is brought forward and the rows in between are pushed back. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the front loop. So I'm going to chain one and turn my work. And so on the back loop, we were going back through this second loop back here. And now we're going to only go under this first loop, so the one closest to you. So if your pattern says first loop only, you go just under that first one, and you can see you're leaving that second one down. And you go ahead and do your stitch. And I'm going to continue doing the single crochet for this video. So I'll show you that again. You take your hook and you're only going to come up through that first loop. And then you just continue going on just like that, only going under that first loop. And so you're leaving that second one untouched. And then go ahead and do your stitch. So under the front loop, and you just continue doing that all the way to the end of your row. I've come to the end of my row, and just like with the other one, to keep my edge straight, I'm going to just go ahead and go through under both loops and do that last single crochet. And then since I'm working in a single crochet, I only need to chain one, turn my work, and then I'll continue to work on the front loops all the way across. So we're going to come down here and go up through just that front loop, the one closest to you, bring it through and finish your stitch. And then we'll just continue doing that all the way across. Working in the front loops only, and this will give us a different design on our finished piece of work. So here's what it looks like after you've done a few rows of working the front loop only, and as I pointed out, you end up with this nice spiral line that kind of edges each of your row. And it just adds a little bit of a different design and texture to your work. And you can see the difference between the two. These were done with the back loops only, and then this side was done with the front loops only. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. And I will see you all next time.